Most videos about Wrocław show the old town. And yes, it's beautiful, we filmed it too. But today I want to show you a different side of the city, quieter, more authentic and often overlooked. If you head a bit further from the center, you'll find hidden courtyards covered in murals, peaceful parks, charming villas and a few surprises. Let's take a walk. And let's start with Leśnica, in my opinion, one of the most unique districts in the city. We actually live here, so we'd had time to explore it all and pick out the most interesting spots for you. Back in the 10th century, Leśnica was a separate town and later even a village. The area was destroyed more than once throughout its history, and during World War II, one of the parts of the Gross-Rosen concentration camp operated here. People of different nationalities, mostly Poles, were sent there for forced labor. In 1928, Leśnica became part of Wrocław, and in 1948 it got its current name. Yes, it used to be the German town of Lisa. Today, Leśnica is a very quiet and cozy district in the western part of Wrocław, and also the final stop for several tram lines. By the way, it takes about an hour to get to the city center from here. Honestly, that's the only downside we've noticed while living in this area. The main attraction of Leśnica is its castle, with a history that dates all the way back to the 10th century. Over the centuries, it went through many phases, hosted numerous rulers, and even appeared in a Polish film. The castle survived World War II, but not the fire of 1953. It was completely rebuilt after that, so the building we see today is relatively new. For many years now, the castle has served as a cultural center. And now, naturally, we're heading into my favorite spot in the whole district, Leśnicki Park. The park is absolutely beautiful and well maintained. There is a lake, several small bridges, lots of greenery, benches, playgrounds, and even a public toilet. The Bystrzyca river flows along the edge of the park. It's usually quiet and uncrowded here, which makes the whole place feel peaceful and cozy. Leśnica is also full of charming residential areas. It's a pleasure to walk around and look at all the different houses and gardens. Some are brand new, while others are really old. The neighborhood feels authentic and full of character, especially if you enjoy noticing little details. And just a short walk from the last park, we find ourselves in another one. As it turns out, Wrocław is full of green spaces, big and small, and each one has its own unique vibe. We'll end up or walk through Leśnica on yet another beautiful street. There are many of them here, and I have to say it's a great place to live and to explore. You can just head out in any direction, follow your curiosity, and chances are you'll like what you find. So if you are curious to see the housing estate where we live, our apartment, and what's around it, I filmed all of that in a separate video about our move to Wrocław. The link is in the description, so feel free to check it out. Next up is a truly unique spot that's only recently appeared on Wrocław's map. It's called Makulatura. It's a coffee shop and bookstores all in one, with books in Ukrainian, English and Polish. The owner, Yulia, is originally from Ukraine. First of all, the vibe here is amazing. We went upstairs to sit closer to the books. I'm a book lover myself. And now let's try what we ordered. The first thing is a craft latte called For the Perfect Vibe, with apple and caramel. It's sweet, but not too much. Most of the other craft lattes were even sweeter, which wasn't really what we wanted. Next up, Napoleon cake. Super soft, delicious, sweet, but again, not overly sweet. I think together with a latte, it's just perfect. And the last thing we're trying, you probably can't see it on camera, is a tea with mango pieces and some other ingredients. This one for Andrew, he liked it. I tried it too, for me it's a bit too sour and the smell is very intense. The taste is unusual, interesting, but not really my thing. I prefer more classic teas or lattes. Anyway, we were planning to buy just one book, but ended up taking 3. The selection is huge, it's like a mini library with all kinds of genres, so take your time and pick what speaks to you. We spent quite a while, but we found our books. Now I'm going to show you a hidden and very colorful spot in Wrocław that not many people know about. The mural courtyards. We are currently in a neighborhood called Nadoje. It's not a popular area among tourists, simply because they don't know that if you step into the courtyards of 5 Roosevelt Street, you'll find a huge collection of murals and you might end up wandering here for a couple of hours. The people behind the idea and the murals themselves are actually the local residents of these apartment buildings. Together with local organizations and artists, they've created dozens of art pieces. Paintings, murals, ceramics and sculptures. Funny enough, it all started in one courtyard, but then the neighbors across the street got a bit jealous on how beautiful it looked and decided to start their own version. Now you can find portraits of the residents, lots of animals and plants, sports-themed murals, a paradise garden, even dinosaurs, princesses, castles, Egyptian motifs, this cute little cat, and so much more. Personally, I'm completely blown away. I've never seen anything quite like it. So many bright and beautiful works of art all in one place and in an actual residential courtyard. By the way, the mural project is almost 10 years old now and it's still growing. We even got to see a little bit of the painting process in action. And the best part, there are barely any people around. So if you ever find yourself in Wrocław, make sure to come here. Now try to guess, what is this 90-meter tall giant? It's called the Iglica, a steel spire that's kind of terrifying in its sheer size. It stands right next to another landmark, the Centennial Hall. The Iglica was built in 1948 during the socialist era. Fun fact, it was originally 10 meters taller, but a lightning strike hit it just a few hours after construction was completed and literally shortened it. Even more curious, the military wasn't able to remove the damaged top, but somehow a group of student climbers managed to do it. Now let's move on to the gem of Wrocław's modernist architecture, the Centennial Hall. It was designed by architect Max Berg in the early 20th century, back when Wrocław was still part of Germany and known as Breslau. Many believed the massive structure would collapse under its own weight, but even the war didn't bring it down. Today it hosts conferences, exhibitions, concerts and sports events. Around the hall there is a lovely colonnade walkway that's especially beautiful in warmer months, a huge musical fountain, a paid Japanese garden and a free but charming park with ducks. Another must-see in Wrocław is a monument to the anonymous passerby. It features 14 bronze figures that appear to be sinking into and emerging from the pavement on both sides of the street. The sculpture symbolizes the struggle for freedom and the rebirth of Poland. It's been listed in several international rankings as one of the most beautiful, unusual and creative monuments in the world, and in my opinion, absolutely deservedly so. And finally, here is a street that probably won't show up on any top places to visit in Wrocław lists, but it should. Wojciech Bogusławski Street is worth visiting at least once. It's full of retro-style places, and you can grab a delicious wood-fired pizza right here. The sound of trains passing overhead adds to the vibe, and let's be honest, the layout of the restaurants is pretty unique. Now let's move from the unique to the, well, slightly more ordinary. Sky Tower is probably the most popular shopping mall in Wrocław, but not because of the shops or cafes. It's famous mainly because it's the only skyscraper in the city, and from the top you can get a panoramic view of all of Wrocław. We personally didn't see much point in paying $30 per person to go up, so we decided to just walk around nearby and show you some quirky old buildings, shaped like ships. I mean, why not? I think they're just as interesting. Okay, let me add a few facts about Sky Tower. First, its tower reaches a height of 212 meters, making it the tallest building in Poland. Second, aside from the mall and viewing platform, the building also houses offices and residential apartments. And third, this one really surprised me, at the entrance there is an original sculpture by Salvador Dalí, called Profile of Time. I honestly didn't believe it at first, I mean a Dalí piece outside of shopping mall, but according to the mall's official website and reviews on Google Maps, it's real. The bronze sculpture weighs 1,300 kilograms and continues Dalí's reflections on life, time, and the fleeting nature of fate. Themes he first explored in his famous painting The Persistence of Memory, also known as the one with the melting clocks. So over the course of these 2 episodes we've counted 61 dwarfs, including these 2 right here. Could have been more, honestly, but at some point we just got too lazy to film them, and often simply forgot. In total, I came across around 150 of them. To wrap up, I want to say that out of all the Polish cities we've visited, Wrocław has become one of the most heartfelt and beloved for me. My personal favorites from this video were the murals and Leśnica. What about you? What stood out the most? Let me know in the comments and feel free to share some hidden gems we didn't cover. See you again very soon. Bye for now.